Hi, I'm Joanna Odabashian.
I'm Bryan Martin.
We're real estate planners.
We're here to help you with all of your real estate needs.
Okay, so today, Dad, I was thinking that we
Yes.
could talk about 2 or 3 issues
Okay.
that affect real estate in
All right.
California.
We can do it.
Okay, why don't you take the first one?
Well, we're going to talk about the social narrative, which everybody's talking about with real estate, versus the economic reality, and that is what the data is actually saying. And I just have 5 quick points for you.
All right.
Number 1, 162 million people are working. That's the most ever in the history of the USA.
That's amazing.
Yes.
What a great fact.
And you know what's important about that?
They need homes.
Working people need homes.
Yes, they
so
do.
That means it is a big demand. Number 2, purchase applications are up 15 weeks in a row. You know what that means?
That means we've got buyers entering the market who need to buy homes.
And they are approved. They're getting approved to purchase a home. That's important.
It's very important.
Number 3, 40% of homes don't have mortgages.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. That means 40% of homeowners are sitting on a bunch of equity.
Wow.
And they're just sitting there and they're not moving, which is not good if you're a buyer because the inventory is already low.
I wonder why they're not moving.
Well, because they're comfortable and they've been there for a long time and they don't want to deal with a new loan if they need to or things like that. Or they got plans for their money.
They should come to one of our RE Planner events and we could make some suggestions.
Absolutely.
Okay.
The loan to value ratio for U.S. mortgages is only 47%.
Okay, that is jaw-dropping.
That is jaw-dropping.
That means that there is a lot of money in equity in homes.
There is a lot of money. Number 5, the last point that I want to share with you is that there is no foreclosure crisis coming. Less than 1% of homes is in a distressed home situation.
That doesn't surprise me given all of the equity that exists.
But the problem with that is, people are looking for a good deal. And so I get phone calls all the time saying, hey, I need a fixer-upper or something like that. There are none. There simply aren't any. I mean, you can buy a house.
Oh, you mean like there aren't any foreclosure fixer-uppers?
They're wanting a distressed property. There aren't any for anybody. I get calls from contractors all the time. Hey, can you help me? And I can't because there's just no homes that are distressed.
Okay. How about the inventory of homes? Let me pick that one as my topic to cover. So in California, we have a shortfall of homes. We are about 3 to 4 million homes short. And we have been for a long time. This problem began...
Wait. You mean 300,000?
No, 3 to 4 million. Our home crisis started in the 1970s. And we don't have an affordable home crisis in California. We have an availability crisis. We just don't have enough homes. In fact, the production gap is really bad.
How bad is it?
Well, we should be building 180,000 to 400,000 homes a year. And in 2023, we built in California, or permits were pulled for 109,000. Mm-hmm. And in 2024, only 102,000 permits were pulled.
That's crazy.
It's really crazy. There's all sorts of reasons for it. Regulatory barriers, NIMBYisms. Do you know what a NIMBY is?
No. Is it like a doll?
No. It's an acronym for not in my backyard.
Oh.
Yeah, and it would be a group of people who are against something being...
Against development in their neighborhood.
Correct.
Oh,
and
okay.
There could also be the CEQA group that opposes building too. That's the California Environmental Quality Act. And they, of course, are there for the environment. And so sometimes it's hard to get around the NIMBYs and the CEQAs. And then you have land use regulations, zoning regulations, local opposition, the high cost of labor, land, and materials. And it all just has culminated into this crisis that we have. It's really, really a big deal.
Okay.
Okay.
What are we going to do about that?
We're going to continue to sell houses.
And we're going to educate people.
Yes, we will.
What they need to do to buy a home.
Yeah.
And we're going to help people who are, sitting on all that equity and are thinking about downsizing. We're going to help them as well.
I think that's the best thing for us to do. I thought I'd point out something that I thought was rather interesting. The strong job growth and population dynamics are one reason that we have a shortage, of course.
Right.
But did you know we also have fewer people per household?
Yes, I did hear about that.
Yeah.
I think that at one time it was a lot more, but isn't it like 2.6 or 2.3 or something like that?
Yeah. In my house, we're down to 2.
You know, in my house, growing up, we had 6 in our house.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? And then the average is 2 point something.
It is.
That's something.
Yeah.
Else.
In Fresno, just another little tidbit, there's currently 1 single family permit being pulled for every 4 new jobs. Yeah.
That means somebody is not getting on.
One other thing I wanted to talk about was at the end of April, I attended the CCRE Insurance Summit in Sacramento. And I went because I'm trying to learn everything I can about how to be more insurable as a property owner. I don't know if you've received a cancellation notice or you know anybody who has, but that can be rather disturbing to get in the mail.
Well, I heard that the insurance companies are sending inspectors out to homes to see what's wrong with the house.
Yeah, I know of someone who that happened to, and the insurance person did a walk around the house, and there was a lot of dry rot, and they got
They're even flying
non-renewal.
drones over houses that have tile roofs to see what damage there is to the tile roof.
Yeah, so that was my intention, to go and to learn what we needed to do to be more insurable and how we could help our clients become more insurable. And part of that just starts with routine home maintenance. And sometimes people buy homes, and I'm guilty of this, and you forget a few years in to have a termite inspection.
A few years in turns into 10 years or 20 years.
Exactly.
And there's a lot of deferred maintenance on a lot of homes.
Yeah.
You know, you ought to give us a call about that, because we have a list of preferred vendors that we can share with you. And you and I could go out and just take a look at their house and tell them, hey, you need to consider doing this and this and this if you're planning on moving in the next 5 years.
Right. I think that's a great thing that we could do to help you out. So if you're curious about things that you might need to do to keep your house in good shape and to remain insurable, even if you're not planning on moving for the next 5 years, give us a call, because we'd love to come out and give you perspective. And I also want to remind you that everyone is just one life event away from needing to sell their home or buy a home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm Bryan Martin.
I'm Joanna Odabashian.
Thanks for joining us today.